Hello, my dear friends. I welcome you all to Jaynaer Zone. I would love to tell you something really about a hot topic in today's life, that is financial freedom. Do you know what are the safe and best real asset investments? What are the real assets that guarantee a decent ROI without any significant problem in any bad situation? Do you know how to attain financial freedom? Okay, leave it all. Just think about the topic. What do you mean by financial freedom? I know some of you might have realized it, however, I can explain it correctly right now. Financial freedom is the status of having enough money to pay your living expenses for the rest of your life, even without an income. In other way, that is a state in which you have enough wealth to cover the entire expenses of your family for the rest of your life, even if you have no income. That means the criterion of true financial independence is the capacity of your wealth to survive in any kind of emergencies, disasters, accidents, illness, your children's higher studies, their marriage, and so on and so on, without any kind of financial worries. Let me make it clear, if anything bad happens, even if something extreme happens, worst happens, it's a situation in which you will probably live happily ever after for the rest of your life, even if you have no income, zero income. Hope you understood it right now. So next, how much wealth or how much money do you really need to achieve the financial freedom in our country, in our India? Have you ever thought of it? If so, before we get into that, how do we achieve this said real freedom? What are the things we need to focus on for that? Let's start by saying about it all. For achieving financial freedom, mainly you have to focus on 4 elements. You need to pay very close attention to these 4 important elements, important things, without any doubt. They are: number 1, set a goal, set your target. First, you have to have a goal or a target. You need a high voltage to have freedom from all your financial worries. It's not about to own great luxurious homes or buy other luxuries or spending your vacation with your family in Venice, Switzerland, something like that. All these things will slowly come into your life by attaining financial freedom. But your priority should never be the same from the beginning. That would be something really a fake concept, dude. Now listen, according to Hurun India Wealth Report 2021, there has been an 11% hike reported in the number of dollar millionaire households in India. That means the number of families increased with assets of $1 million or more than 7 crores Indian rupees. Similarly, 70% of the respondents in this survey were interested in sending their kids to abroad for higher studies. That means in places like US, Canada, UK, Germany and all. At the same time, one thing was very clear: they weren't going for such huge wealth to own such big amenities, buy so many luxuries or celebrate their vacation with their families, but to attain that real true freedom. That means they don't like to wake up in every morning with Anoops to say something like, today is the day to pay my EMI of my car or house, or today is the last day to pay the school fees for my kids, something like that. In other words, it's a stage in your life where you do not need to worry about such things. That's exactly the reason why they attain financial independence. So, in your case, financially, if you are struggling now, that means you set a wrong goal. So, initially you have to fix your goal or target correctly, then everything else adjusts accordingly. One more thing I would say, when you set target, you must have personal goals along with your financial goals. And for sure, there should be a blueprint to achieve these goals. What do you mean by blueprint? It's something like a combination of your personal goals, your financial goals, plus an action plan for it, and a schedule that includes the time you set to implement it all. All about what a blueprint is meant to be. It is always best to design and develop by yourself, or you can do it with the help of some consultants or mentors, something like that. Similarly, you need to execute your actions and set the schedule exactly. You should read this blueprint aloud at least 2 times a day. That would be good enough to analyze where you stand right now, what would you need to do next, and what would be your priorities. These all. Okay? So, what's your target? How much money or how much wealth is needed to achieve the real freedom, the financial freedom in our country? Financial surveys conducted by CNBC Hurun say that the minimum quantity of wealth required to achieve financial freedom in our country is about 3.5 crores of rupees. I'm not saying this just for the sake of argument. You can analyze yourself with a common sense and you can find it out. It's almost the same. But as a real estate consultant, what I believe, one of my concept is that if you could reach a target of a little bit 5 crores, no doubt you can easily fall into the category of a dollar millionaire and enjoy the true financial freedom, even if inflation is a true factor here. Then if anything bad happens, no matter how bad the situation is, you can probably live a life of your choice by overcoming these objections it all completely. If you want to be like that, you have to be really money motivated. Every morning when you go for your business or work, you have to have a budget in your mind. By the end of this month, you need to have this much of amount of money in your bank account. You have to save this much money at the end of this month and want to be able to fully control all your expenses within these limits, all these kinds of stuff. That means in every corner of your day-to-day life, you must have a plan. It's not all about your plan, simply the important thing that must be implemented. Okay, that's all about your goal or your target. Then here's the second element you have to get focused on. Number 2, always try to save a portion of your income. That means a portion of your income is to be saved. Make a habit to save at least 40% minimum, and if you could do it right, you will be there on the hot seat for sure. You should not make income just to cover your basic needs or expenses. That means your income is not only for paying your bills, but you must have some sort of savings, at least 40% to 50% of your income. For example, a person earning 1 lakh rupees every month should have saved a minimum of rupees 40,000. No matter, you should set aside 40%. But if you want to do it right, you must be that much of money motivated kind of person. You have to develop that kind of mindset. Once you are there in that discipline, once you get there on the track, then it's not a difficult task. It's an easy task. That will be your routine. So, if you wish, you can store or deposit these savings in many reliable financial schemes. Doing so, that will give you a small drip or a certain percent of interest. Also, you can keep that storage amount protected as well. For example, some people deposit a certain portion of their income into chit funds. I remember on this occasion that some of my clients told me that they did so out of fear that they might spend if they keep an extra amount of money with them, but then it worked out. Similarly, there are many low-risk financial schemes. You can store it for 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, like that. Then comes the most important thing, the most significant part. Number 3, invest your savings. Now it's your turn to invest the storage amount into a most accurate one. That means not to put in a maybe option, but you must invest into a reality. I would tell you that always invest in the real assets, at least 70 to 80% of your total investments. Why should you invest more in real assets? Because don't lose your money. The money you're going to be made through hard work and sacrifice should never be lost by investing in a maybe option. To put it a little more clearly, suppose you are investing in shares of any company. Sometimes, maybe after 10 years, no one can guarantee that whether this company will be there or not. Even the best banks, the best companies, the best organizations do not trust their own shares. Can you get a loan to buy crypto coins or any other shares of any companies? At the same time, a property loan, a home loan, a gold loan can be fixed very quickly. Have you ever wondered why? Even if a small piece of property, but in the right location, that would be there even after 10 to 20 years from now. We all know the world population is increasing and the land utilization is decreasing. So anyone can tell you what will be the value of that property in future. Then the second thing about the precious metals. For example, gold investments. There are many investments in various physical forms of gold. this is the best time to invest in gold and real estate in a safe and smart way. Just utilize the opportunities. I do not mean the traditional investment patterns. That means the method of buying at low price and selling when the price is high to make some profits. That's not what I mean here. I was telling you about the investment plans that give you a minimum of 12% guaranteed ROI. So, as a consultant, I strongly recommend people to invest in gold and real estate. Okay, let me continue. So, you have invested your saved amount into a real asset, which is not a maybe but a reality. Here comes the fourth element. This is where the real game starts. Number 4, passive income generates and exceeds your active income. Thus, your storage money has been invested in real assets. Here, your passive income starts to come in. What is passive income? You know what is passive income is? The rent received from a property is one of the best, simplest forms of passive income, for example. So, you are slowly getting your drips on your investments, and at the same time, you can add multiple investments, then earn many small drips as well. All these drips are being returned to you in the form of passive incomes. At one stage, your passive income becomes more than that of your active income or monthly income. This is where your money really starts to multiply. That's where I said the real game starts now. On one side, you keep adding, investing like this every month. Same as that, you keep getting small drips from all your investments on the other end. So the drips get bigger and bigger year by year as you invest more and more, which means generating a meaningful cash flow, a big cash flow. So your investment and the standard of living are rising parallelly, equally. That's what I mean by passive income is the game changer here. This is the way you go on with your money game. Hope that is clear now. Actually, no one tells about these kinds of topics. No university teach it. No one tells how to invest it, how to plan and implement, how to generate a decent cash flow, and how to attain financial freedom. But I would tell this is such an essential topic. You know, financial education is very, very important, just as your scholastic education as well as your professional education. Here, each of us has a right to plan and implement various methods based on one's idea and skill set. One thing you should always remember is mainly there are two pillars in your money making process. The first one is your active income or monthly income, and the second one is the key element, your passive income. At the same time, let me say one more thing. You can only live well and invest well only if your active income is good from the early stage of your career. That's what I mentioned earlier. You must have that plan. This is your target for this month, or how much money you should make this month, so and so. If you make more money, you can serve yourself better, you can invest better, and of course you can make good returns. So if you shuffle this money game very carefully, that's all. You can easily get into that hot seat, the dollar millionaire category that I mentioned earlier. So remember one thing, the monthly cash flow is important, the real game changer. Finally, one more thing I will tell you is that acquiring the knowledge to reach financial independence is the most important thing. This must be learned. You have to gain more knowledge, acquire knowledge, read more, use social media wisely, properly, quit sharing bad news and gossips, then be very focused. Our biggest investment is our time. We all have 24 hours of time on this planet, and the thing how you make use of it. And for sure, the help of experts and mentors in these kinds of matters will definitely benefit you. Let's invest for ourselves first. Everything from freebies to millions worth lessons and tutorials are available all around you in today's life. Identify the ones that are really worthy and learn. That would be some kind of blessings if you can do that. So you need to start it now. Take a pen and paper, write your goals right now and bounce to it. Start to achieve your big goals today, right now. Run as fast as you can, okay? Well, we will meet again with great topics in the coming episodes, which means good knowledge about real assets and value-added investments like this. So till then, bye-bye.